Alright, Shalom Hebrews. This is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood. Kind of had to go in the ground with this because so much, going on and stuff. And it seems like every time I get to talking about the serpent or trying to expose this history, that all kind of distractions just break out just everywhere. And just, man, it just continuous. And this ain't the first time that I done attempt to try to make a video showing how the fallen angelic beings are the sons of Yah, the ones that disobeyed the creator that was from the heavens, that Almighty Yah was furious with, that the ones that was confined to the earth, and that, man, that tricked our mama Eve, that the creator called a serpent, and that our mama called a serpent. Every time I try to show their history, oh man, all kind of stuff break out, and you know what I'm saying. And man, I done made a few attempts, and all kind of stuff break out. But I had to go underground with this one, get somewhere where can't nobody, just come just disturb me and stuff, and I might start making videos from this location when getting down, because lately, man, trying to get these videos in, oh man, it's been something else. But all praise be Almighty Yah, that we got an Israelite community that they got an understanding. So that's a blessing. Shalom to the Israelite Brotherhood family, and I pray that everybody is doing well. All right, look, the Amorites been in the Israelite heritage a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to prove that the Amorites were infused with the fallen angelic beings. Alright? That's something real serious. That's something real serious, because if Almighty Yah give us a covenant, and then that covenant is for his creation here on earth, and to govern the earth, but then his rebellious creation from the heavens that mixed in with the human population take over the covenant. That's not good. That's awful. And I believe Almighty Yah been kicking back, waiting for us to get to this stage to where we can understand this, because understanding all this about the Amorite heritage strengthen us, so when we go home in our captivity that we'll have some strength and won't just be overthrown and tricked like our ancestors was. I could prove over and over how the Amorites got into our heritage. Man, they got into our heritage a bunch of times. Man, they got into our heritage as soon as we left Egypt. Man, they tricked us a bunch of times. Man, they tricked us a bunch of times, and we would end up losing our heritage to them. And I want to show that the fallen angelic beings mixed in with the Amorites, those are going to be the giants. And when we come out of Egypt, we was told to destroy their culture. Their culture now is what dominates the whole Western civilization or Western culture. It comes from Babylon, and the Amorites set it up. They developed it long time ago, right after we broke covenant. But basically, the Babylonians had trade with Japhet tribes, as well as the Hamite tribes. You know what I'm saying? They was part of them in Egypt for a long time, man, before we Israelites was even a nation. Prophet Abraham would go from one area, from Syria or Chaldea, when the Assyrians controlled it, and then go back to the Africa, and man, that had camels and gold and so forth, and then would go back to the promised land after the Egyptians would kick them out. But the purpose of this video, I might show a little additional history, but the purpose of this video is for us Israelites to get the understanding of what happened to us, man, so we can put it together. See, understanding what happened to us give us strength, because now we see how our enemies came at us. If you don't know, then how you gonna be prepared to fight against future things that may happen? Because it ain't in the scriptures that we are to destroy our enemies in the end, but that we will be placed in our land again and given a chance, man, to do a new covenant. And then that's what we want. We want to be able to do a new covenant, set some new standards, because, like I say, I could prove that the fallen angelic beings got into our heritage and took it over through the Amorites. Yes, through the Amorites. There's no Israelites ain't showing this in them organizations. If you in them camps, you need to come on over to the Israelite Brotherhood. Man, it's like I be looking at a whole lot of unsubscribers that's just lingering, man. They watching the history and they learning, but they ain't subscribing. Man, that ain't straight. That ain't good. That ain't good. I need you to come on in and be counted amongst the family. So when things break out for the Israelite Brotherhood, that's gonna happen, that my subscribers that know the history gonna be the first ones that I'm gonna try to pull in. And if you ain't a subscriber and we got a list with names, them people can easily email us. I can leave a message to them, on YouTube. Hey, man, what I'm saying? It's time. Email this address, and things could be happening, man, concerning the promised land and us, being reestablished in our land, because once this history come out, man, and it ain't no refuting it, because I'm coming out the Tanakh and I'm showing everybody, and then I'm coming even out the King James version, this plain simple history, and then the Tanakh history that's translated, man, from Hebrew is a little more powerful, and it even express what I'm saying even more powerful in detail. You know what I'm saying? But man, I want to show how the fallen angelic beings, these folks, these giants that was in Mesopotamia. Man, these giants that was in Mesopotamia, that the Amorites, uh, you know, Babylon. Man, Babylon is a Amorite nation. You know what I'm saying? That the Amorites created Babylon, and that Babylon is founded by the by the Amorites. And then I can show that the Amorite tribes, were infused with the fallen angelic beings. The Amorite tribes are infused with the fallen angelic beings, and then how that, it's like that individual right there, he might have not have been as big. He might have not have been as big, but that he had big thoughts and big intelligence, and you know what I'm saying? That's like that gadgets and stuff from him, and he holding and stuff. So he gonna be big on technology. So that way, they back in the days, they expressed how important he was by making him bigger than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Even though we got a description of giants, the Nephilims, the fallen angelic beings, and then we know that once upon a time, that they had snake figurines, man. I'm gonna see if I can find them snake figurines, with them individuals, looking like snakes, and then how that them snakes, uh, that them snakes were, them snake figurines, somebody had to see them. Somebody had to see them and understand this, you know, that they had to see this, and this was a part of their understanding, but because they seen this at one time, you know, back in the days, man, they ain't just go make no false images. They ain't just go make no false images and stuff, man. They gonna be done had to ran across that, and then that thing got a mini little baby. You see what I'm saying? And then we can show that how Tanakh history back this up. Back this up, because one of these things tricked our mama. Tricked our mama, and then I can show that these things, the fallen angelic beings, these the things that's gonna be in Nod. These gonna be in Nod. I'm gonna tell you why, because they the only ones, man, around. Man, before the creation, after we was created, and then there's some other folks there in Nod, what Cain went, and then if they in Nod, and then Cain go there, and then Cain seed gonna be mixed with them, and then that's gonna be the reason why the Almighty Yah cut the life expectancy down to 120, whereas before then they was living 800-900 years, 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? And having babies, man, when they turn 400 and 500 years, you know, having children and so forth. You know, this man, the Tanakh is full of their history. Man, before the flood, when Almighty Yah tried to wipe them out, but these things would go over into the Canaanite tribes, the ones that Almighty Yah told us to destroy. And they had technology of that time. They had the technology of that time. They had the iron chariots. You know, they would know smelting and all type of stuff, man. Warfare and stuff. And they would be fighting, and then they would infuse themselves with a whole lot of other tribes. You know, the whole purpose is to get rid of that serpent look. You know, to get rid of that serpent look, but the serpent bloodline is still around. You know, it's still around and so forth. You know, but I want to show how that one of these things right here, you know, and we know ain't no snake got no heel, so we got this right, that this thing standing up on two legs and got hands and a mouth and ears and stuff, but you see it's looking like a serpent though. Now this gonna be some man from mud, not created on earth, I don't think, but if it's Yah sons, then it's gonna come from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Another creation, but got here, men, and probably got freaky and rebellious. Freaky and rebellious, because you know, we know that he went in to the daughters of man. You know what I'm saying? And that would be to get rid of that snake look, because you know that Almighty Yah put you know what I'm saying, an oath on it. You know what I'm saying? That we would destroy his heel. Now, if you knock some heels loose, they got two legs and walk around, and you destroy his heel, it ain't gonna be the walk, it's gonna be shut down. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be shut down. So, you know, we gonna investigate this, and I'm gonna show this. And like I say, man, there's been a whole lot be going on every time I get to fooling with these snake and these animal videos, you know, doing the research and put the history together, and then trying to show, you know what I'm saying, my family what's going on. But because with the Israelite Brotherhood, we family. Alright. Also in Mesopotamia, you know, but we know this snake roaming around. Alright. How about in other areas, men around the world? Men in other areas around the world, like in South America, man, that they got, you know, snake culture alongside those monuments and stuff, and how that the snake culture and snake gods were prevalent in South America, and then how they got unexplainable monuments that couldn't have been done by the humans then. And then, you know, we understand that those gonna be them fallen angelic beings that was on the earth that Almighty Yah hunted down and destroyed. You know, the monuments was left. Almighty Yah ain't care about the monuments. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to get them them serpents, you know what I'm saying, and destroy them and give his creation here on earth a chance. You know what I'm saying? But over here, men is where that serpent, you know what I'm saying, was dominant at. And this is Mesopotamia. And we know that Nod is going to be here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you read men Tanakh history, that one of Africa rivers, the Nile, you know what I'm saying, that they go to, you know what I'm saying, the Ethiopian, man, is mentioned in the Tanakh in the beginning with Genesis all the way to the Euphrates. So this going to be like Nod, you know what I'm saying, on the east, men of the garden and stuff, man. It's going to be like, man, Babylon and so forth. And I got a video, I think, where I showed it. Babel was built over Nod and Babylon over Babel. You know what I'm saying? And then I show how the Amorites are from there, and then how the Amorites fused in with the fallen angelic beings. Now I'm finna show all this in Tanakh, so you know, all this should give the Israelites, man, a little more strength. Man, a little more strength. I know watching all these videos that the Israelites, man, we understand what happened to us. That's why come we need a settlement. We need a settlement to end this whole Israelite issue. And that the longer that it go out, it's the more that we going to put together and get the understanding that that's going to give us a strength. That, man, it ain't going to be, you know, our strength ain't going to be denied, you know. All right. So we see that, you know, that Nod going to be like around up in here. And that Cain going to be done fled there after he done killed his brother Abel, and that we didn't, you know, get the worship of Almighty Yah back on this earth until Almighty Yah blessed our mother Eve with Seth. We don't know how long did that come about, and we know that Cain and Abel had pigmentation, but that Cain killed Abel, and then Almighty Yah took Cain's pigmentation, and then Cain gonna be, you know, roaming around, you know, a non-pigmented person. And we just don't know exactly how long it took Seth to be born, but it was long enough for Cain to get established with some relatives, men and so forth, and descendants and so forth, and they would have mixed in with the fallen angelic beings. Okay, then when Seth is born, then Almighty Yah worship is back on this earth, you know, and then that's what we Israelites represent, Almighty Yah worship. And then, you know, Seth, you know, our forefather, you know, worship Almighty Yah, the first to call on his name. And then with Yah worship, you know, it's supposed to put the fallen angelic beings lights out, or bring them in the check, and then that saves the whole earth. That saves the whole earth. All right, man, let me see if I can find this here, man, about our mama getting messed off, you know what I'm saying, with that serpent. Now, some say that he knocked her off, but, you know, more or less that she was tricked by him into eating an intoxicating plant to know that they was undressed and so forth, something that changed their personality and so forth. Look, all right. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and called his name Seth. For Yah said she had appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew, and to Seth him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began man to call upon the name of the Elohim. That's what I'm talking about, because all them fallen angelic beings gonna be mixed in with a Cain seed, and then they was killers and so forth. So yeah, you better be calling on Almighty Yah with these killers roaming around. That's the only thing that'll keep them at bay. You know what I'm saying? Is calling on Almighty Yah. And then that's one of the reasons why they don't want us to come into heritage or be, you know, do Yah worship and stuff, because it puts the beast, the serpent, in check. All right, so we know that, you know, Cain, you know, folks can look, and Cain went out from the presence of the Elohim and dwelt Let me see. Cain went out from the presence of the Elohim and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. So we know them felon angelic beings, you know what I'm saying, gonna be kicking it there. And then this gonna be that serpent right there. You know what I'm saying? That serpent right there. This is, you know what I'm saying, that's the female serpent. You know what I'm saying? So, Cain gonna probably go in and them, be freaky men and go in and them. Alright. Alright, so we see, that Almighty Yah told our mama Eve and Adam, don't eat from this plant right here. Don't eat from it, but because, you know what I'm saying, ye shall, know, good and evil, and you know what I'm saying, there ain't no sense progressing meant to that level when you got everything simple and everything that you need I done gave to you. Whereas if you eat this plant, you finna have some worries on yourself, and that's what happened. Man, our mama was tricked, you know what I'm saying, and then in eating that fruit, and the Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon. Alright, now a serpent was more suitable than any beast of the field which the Elohim had made. Look, which the Elohim had made. And he said unto the woman, had Yah said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? You know what I'm saying? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yah had said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Meaning that you might start, see, you know what I'm saying, if you eat it and get intoxicated, you're going to start sinning, and you're going to lose your soul, you're going to forget Almighty Yah, and then that's what getting high, one of the main things with, when Almighty Yah say that serpent going to bruise your head. Man, you can look at the Israelite community, man, and how everybody is devastated, man, with drugs or on some type of substance. You know what I'm saying? Men on some type of substance, men on some type of drug. And then how that Almighty Yah said that the serpent will bruise Eve's seed's head. And we Israelites are the descendants of Eve, amen, as well as other folks on this, earth, Noah's descendants, but that, I could show that the Canaanites were infused with the serpent. So, if the serpent go around bruising folks' head, so then they gonna be the ones that can be mostly drug traffickers or dealing with drugs and so forth, drugs of all kind to be putting on folks everywhere, pharmaceutical drugs, it don't matter, but all that stuff bruise your head. All that stuff bruise your head, and then, we know that who put all the drugs in our community. Ain't no question about that. I show that the Sephardians went to South America, the conquistadors, and got control of the land, and were Spaniards using the Spanish name and so forth, and got control of South America. Got control of South America and controlled them places where, them drugs and so forth, you know what I'm saying, come from and stuff. That's without question. But so we know that Almighty Yah word is true, because our people's head has been bruised, and we can look, man, it's what's starting, man. If you type in black meth heads or black folks using methamphetamines, man, you ain't gonna hardly get no images and no pictures. And then how did they got the algorithm designed to show favorable images of us? In reality, we suffering and stuff, and how they trying to delete suffering from the computer, and then just try to portray a happy picture of we happy and prospering and stuff, when in actuality we're being destroyed. And that's what they algorithm is doing. And all of this knowledge to leave the earth and all this stuff, man, can go be traced back to the fallen angelic beings. You know what I'm saying? That fused in with the Amorites. They got our Israelite heritage, without question. But look here, all right. So, you know what I'm saying? We know that thing told our mama to eat that fruit that Almighty Yah said. Look, all right. For Yah doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Man, that's just what a drug dealer, man, to tell the youth. You know what I'm saying? Man, I done seen some Israelites, man, get tricked into the ice and methamphetamines by them evil, wicked Israelites saying, hey, try this. It'll open your third eye and make you intelligent and smart. And then the youth go for it. Man, I'm talking about, man, this is the number one approach that the peddlers in the Israelite community use it. That message that it'll open your third eye and make you smart. Man, this is something what Satan is saying, or what the serpent is saying. Look, for y'all do know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, you know what I'm saying, all pretty and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But because women like pretty things, and that it was pleasant to the eyes. You see, that's how women get tricked too by men. And man, a woman will run to a man that got a suit on and dressed up, man, like he ready to conquer the world. Then the man that just, you know, that they just look like a regular worker and got all the intelligence and understanding in the world, real truth and stuff, and how she'll run past truth, you know what I'm saying, just for that image of that man, you know, that's supposed to look good but ain't really got no intelligence. You know what I'm saying? It be like that. All right. So, you know, we know women like shiny things and so forth. And that's what, you know, that plant was probably looking good. And, you know, our mama couldn't resist it. And a tree to be desired to make one wise. See, man, you know when they say open the eyes, and that it was talking about something to make you wise. She took the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. You know what I'm saying? Man, you know, man, a woman can follow bad advice easily. You know what I'm saying? And but look, and the eyes of them both were open, man, they was high, and they knew that they were naked. See, now they tripping and stuff, and they sold fig leaves together and made themselves aprons, all right? So, Almighty, y'all gonna say, hey, man, so who told y'all to do that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Where y'all at? Why y'all had, you know what I'm saying? They was on something that had them intoxicated, all right? And the man said, the woman whom thou giveth to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Elohim said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. Now what serpent, you know what I'm saying, on the ground? Man, is them right there. Them right there. Them the fallen angelic beings. And then they gonna go to Nod. Nod gonna be their place. Cause remember, wasn't nothing but Adam and Eve. And then, see, the people try to hide this in world history and try to make you think that it was something else or somebody else. No, it was the fallen angelic beings. You know what I'm saying? And then I got, some history showing that how that they was in Turkey, underground. Underground, and how Turkey got underground caves. Man, there's been caves, man, 37 of them, man, that hold 20,000 people, each one of them. And then how did they build underground for 10,000 years? That's going to be them fallen angelic beings, them serpents. And then that's where they mixed in with Cain descendants. Man, the Hittites going to be the serpent and Cain descendants, as well as her, Sir, and all the individuals that's named in the Tanakh that's not related to Noah's children. and they descendants, man. Them gonna be Cain descendants, man. Them folks and stuff, and then how the fallen angelic beings had men got into a whole lot of tribes through the Amorites, but the Amorites was their most chief mixture. You know what I'm saying? Was their most chief mixture. Now look here, we see that the serpent beguiled our mama, tricked her. You know what I'm saying? So he will lie. He will lie, as the Amorites lied to us when we come out of Egypt, going to destroy them under Prophet Joshua, and how they was a mixture of the fallen angelic beings, the Amorite tribes. You know, this thousands of years later. You know what I'm saying? From the Genesis of man creation, thousands of years, but yet these Amorites was in fuse with them. You know what I'm saying? And then when we was set out to destroy them, how did they would trick us? And then we would make them servants in our temple, so they was in our heritage. Then, as well, I could show a whole bunch of other times, but you see that serpent right there. He tricked our mama, so we know he got vocal cords. He could talk, he could point. He got hands to point. You know what I'm saying? Mean he could talk. He got hands to point. He got a vocal cord, and he got eyes to see, cause he seen that fruit and said, "Yeah, Almighty, I say don't touch it, but you can do it." You know what I'm saying? So he could talk. You know what I'm saying? He can run. You know what I'm saying? He can do a whole lot of stuff, and then he gonna be real smart. He gonna be real smart, and then that's why they gonna make him a giant in Babylon, because these the fallen angelic beings, and they done mixed in and stuff, and they gonna be smarter than everybody, so they gonna make big images of them. Big images of them. They gonna make big images of them, because they like the big people, but because they descended from the fallen angelic beings. They the big people. You see what I'm saying? They the big people. There go your boy Murdoch. There go your boy Murdoch right there. You know what I'm saying? They the big people. What that image? Yeah, look at them. See, they the big people. Them Amorites right there. But them go to be the fallen angelic beings descendants, and they gonna make a difference between them and them, cause he gonna have technology. He gonna be able to create technology, you know what I'm saying, and then create some stuff and get some stuff going and stuff. So they gonna make him bigger than everybody else, and they call them the giants, cause they was smart and they could build stuff, and them gonna be the fallen angelic beings, children and stuff, and them gonna be the Amorites serving them, doing their work and stuff. And I'm gonna show how the Amorites got in our heritage, and then how they had the priests in the temple in Jerusalem, they headquarters, worshiping the zodiac during the Babylonian wars when we was getting destroyed. You know, when the prophet Ezekiel went and looked in the wall, and then they was doing all that zodiac stuff, and then they was doing weeping for Tammuz and all that. It's cause them people had been in our heritage a long time, and we never got them out, and they had become part of the worship. They had become part of the worship assembly. They was part of the peoples that did the worship on the inside. That's why the people stayed corrupt and could never get a hold on, you know what I'm saying, could never get a hold on the covenant, because the people was on the inside. And I can show that during exile, when the Babylonians chased us into Africa, the 99%, and then that 1% that was captured and took to Babylon, that when they come back, that how did them Amorites and them folks from Babylon that we had made servants during Solomon time come back, tried to get into the heritage as priests, as well as a whole bunch of them. The old covenant was lost. It was lost like it's lost now. Like you Hebrews are confused and lost trying to do an old covenant that we broke not knowing that the fallen angelic beings got control of it. So you're really doing, yes, Almighty Yah created it at first, but then that they put the spin on it and we lost it to them. So y'all doing the fallen angelic beings covenant when after we broke it and abandoned it, it's no good no more. But how did they picked it up and make it think that it was still alive, and then Israelites are joined to it and so forth, not knowing, you know what I'm saying, that these are these folks right there, right there, right there, and that they got in our heritage under the Amorites. You know what I'm saying? Look here, so we know that that thing tricked man, our mama Eve, tricked her. And then she told our daddy, Adam, you know what I'm saying, to eat, messed him up too. You know what I'm saying? And how, you know, drugs will mess you up. And anybody come talking to you, telling you something to open your eyes up and make you wise, substance and stuff, that, man, that's going to be that serpent. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we know, you know, and the Elohim said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle. You know what I'm saying? Making him say lazy. He ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna do nothing. You know, cattle and beasts of the field, you know, they worked it and did something. But this individual, he told he was gonna be lazy, man, and wasn't gonna do nothing. Whereas at first he probably had to work and do stuff. And then how he tricked our mama, knowing that the tension gonna be put on her and Adam. They the new creation on the block. Whereas they was the first creation. These serpents gonna be doing some work. But now how did they finna be lazy, and then how we finna have the burden, man, of doing everything on us for fooling with that serpent. Now this serpent ain't gonna have no pigmentation and so forth. He gonna have Tazeret on him. Alright. And the Elohim said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity, men, between thy seed and her seed. Now, what snake got a seed? What snake got a seed? He's comparing man, a human, like, because she was a human, and then put enmity between her seed. She's a woman, and put enmity between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Right, bruising our head, man, gonna be with the substance, all kind of drugs being, man, promoted on us, lying to us, man, brainwashing us, man, just a whole lot of stuff, man, to distort your mind and trick you. You know what I'm saying? And then that's bruising your head. You know what I'm saying? As well as the slavery days, you know how them folks will bust you upside your head. That actually happened, how our head was bruised during the slavery days, without question. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So what snake got a heel? Gonna be them snakes right there. And then them gonna be the felon angelic beings. You know what I'm saying? Them gonna be the felon angelic beings. Look. And look, so, you know, and behold, this man has become one of us, and he knew good and evil. Alright. Therefore the Lord sent him forth from the garden. So the serpent got sent. No, let me see. And called Eve his wife, he became the mother of all living. And then unto Adam and also his wife did the Elohim make the coats of skin and clothe them. And the Elohim Yah said, behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. Now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever. Therefore the Elohim sent him forth from the garden of Eden, and meant to till the ground from whence he was taken. See, that other serpent was going to be lazy and wasn't going to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Adam got to till the ground now. You know, being tricked by somebody that was possibly tilling the ground and doing labor work for Almighty Yah, to where now, you know, we got to do it because we got tricked by the serpent. And then as you read on, you know what I'm saying, we know that Cain killed Abel, killed his brother, probably because that serpent and then told him to. See, man, the serpent ain't disappeared. He ain't left earth. He's still on earth. You know what I'm saying? He's still on earth. And he's still on earth, lying and so forth. So it's a possibility that that serpent probably could have tricked Cain and then tricked him into killing his brother some kind of way. You know, even though that's not recorded in Tanakh history, but man, that serpent was still around. And then he was deceived. He was a deceiver. So, you know, but we know that Cain killed his brother because jealousy and stuff. Because Almighty Yah accepted Abel's sacrifice, man, but because it was a living flesh and creature that required caring for and feelings and stuff and looking after. Whereas Cain had old fruit fall off the tree that he'd try to go get to the Creator. So the Creator ain't gonna have no respect for. They gonna turn his head. You know, and as we show in Tanakh history that Almighty Yah them stopped in with Prophet Abraham, man, to get something to eat, man, before they went and destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Before Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, that Almighty Yah went, you know, stopped to get something to eat because Prophet Abraham was his friend. So, you know, we can know that if Abel got some animals and kill them and sacrifice them, and Almighty Yah and the heavenly host come down to get a little snack, that he gonna have respect for that. Then somebody come bringing a fruit off the tree that done failed, you know, talking about her. No, man, we just pull up, man, from somewhere, and then we don't want no fruit. We want a meal. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. Look, all right, look, all right. And, and Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the Elohim. And she again bore his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time it come to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Elohim. Come on, man, I don't want no. I mean, he could have traded that fruit with his brother for some food, or well, a sheep or something. But man, ain't gonna be wanting no fruit over no lamb and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I can show that Almighty Yah them ate, you know, lambs and so forth. The fallen angelic will the heavenly host. So we know, you know, that they ate, that they ain't gonna want no fruit. Look, all right. And in the process of time, it comes to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground and offered unto the Elohim Abel. And Abel he also brought of the firstling of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Elohim had respect unto Abel and to his offerings. I know he did. You know what I'm saying? Let's look and see if Almighty Yah will eat the food. You know what I'm saying? I got a man, I got a a verse showing that, you know what I'm saying, that we would eat the food and so forth. Alright, let's get this on this serpent. Yeah, old serpent tricked our mama. You know what I'm saying? Tricked our mama. Alright, now let me find this part that I was looking for about Prophet Abraham feeding Almighty Yah in the heavenly host. And then that'll be Genesis 18. Genesis 18, and the Elohim appeared unto me in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door, and bowed himself toward the ground, and said, My Elohim, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. Let a little water, I pray you, and be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on. For therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, So do as thou hast said. And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah, and said, Make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal kneaded, and make cakes men upon the earth. And Abraham ran men unto the herd, and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and haste it to dress it. And took butter and milk, and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. And they said men unto him, Where is Sarah thy wife? You know what I'm saying? So they was eating. You know what I'm saying? They was eating. So he gonna want some food, you know what I'm saying, over some fruit. You know, so Cain having that fruit, man, and trying to pass it off to Almighty Yah and them, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't too smart. That wasn't smart at all. Alright, so we know that Cain gonna kill his brother, man, because of that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if that serpent that was around somewhere, you know what I'm saying, and if it was one, maybe it's gonna be more than one. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna make one of them. He gonna make a few of them, or probably a whole bunch of them, and then they doing work, and then how that they tricking the creation so they can get the burden up off of them, and become lazy, as we see certain people are on this earth and so forth, and how that they, you know, rather rob and take and steal than to do some work, and then blame the real workers, or did they do the real work, and say that they don't work, and that they are lazy. It's how enemies is, because they got that serpent in them. You see what I'm saying? They got that serpent in them. Alright, so we know that Cain killed Abel. Cain killed Abel. You know what I'm saying? And then men took off. Killed Abel and took off. That Cain killed his brother, and then Almighty Yah sent him on his way. And Elohim said unto him, Therefore, whosoever slain him, so after he done killed his brother in line, and Elohim said a mark upon him, lest anybody find him should kill him. You know what I'm saying? Many had Tezzeret put on him. That was the punishment back then. Take your pigmentation and have you looking like them serpents. You know what I'm saying? And we know them serpents come from underground. They was doing work, probably getting gold off of in Turkey and all them other places and so forth. And how that they was working, because they was the first creation. And they didn't have no pigmentation if they down in the ground. As I could show you that Cain went down in the ground as part of his punishment when he went out from the face of the Elohim. And Cain went out from the presence of the Elohim and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. Went, you know what I'm saying, after he done killed his brother. So we know that that's going to be the creation, man, before Adam. That's going to be them serpents. That's going to be them serpents that Almighty Yah created, as we can show that he created. Look. Now, the serpent was more suitable than any beast of the field which the Elohim had made. So, meaning some more folks that's animals, man, besides them serpent folks. But we know that the old serpent, you know, mixed in with the Amorites and lost his serpent look. You know, that's the first thing he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Is go look for somebody to mix in with, man, to start getting rid of that serpent look. And then that's what Cain did. You know what I'm saying? Mixed with him when he went to Nod. When he went to Nod, he gonna be mixed in with the serpent. Cause remember, they was there before Adam and Eve. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we see that he went to Nod on the east of Eden, and Cain knew his wife, and she conceives. So then that's gonna be them, probably them serpents. One of them things there. You know what I'm saying? We see a woman with some breasts. Cain gonna be real horny, and he a murderer, and he a killer. You know what I'm saying? And then he probably be mad at the livestock. Well, let me and then had the baby by it. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. Might be that thing right there. You know what I'm saying? That the people seen and made the image of. That might be the thing that Cain and had a baby by. You know, we don't know how old this stuff is, coming from Mesopotamia, the Garden of Eden and stuff. So somebody gonna be done had to see them. Somebody gonna be done had to see them and be done made some images of them. That could be Cain's wife in the offspring finna start the crossover, the hybrids, as the giants was that mixed with the Amorites. Alright, so look, we see that Cain all mixed up, and then the next thing, men that go down, look, that gonna be them serpents. And it comes to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Yah saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives, all which they chose. And I showed it that word fair. You know, if you research that word fair, man, it can translate as being white or no pigmented and stuff. You know, I easily showed it the word fair. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Mean that and so forth. So, you know, Cain descendants not having no pigmentation, man, it's going to be ideal for them serpents, you know what I'm saying, to go into, to lose that serpent look. You know what I'm saying? The name. Then that's why Almighty Yah cut the life expectancy down. And the Elohim said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120. You know, and there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of Yah come into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, the same become mighty men, and men and which were of old, men of renown. That's gonna be your boy, them fallen angelic beings in Egypt. Them fallen angelic beings in Egypt. That's gonna be your boy right there. It's gonna be him. That's gonna be him. That's gonna be him. That's gonna be all them. All them is the fallen angelic beings. All of them is the fallen angelic beings. You know, that's fallen angelic beings. And then, how about, look, Shemish and the Anunnakis. They try to say that those are the fallen angelic beings from other planets that come here and play on the earth and do all kind of mischief and was able to get up off the earth. Well, I think Almighty Yah put a stop to that, but that they descendants now are trying to do the same thing as recorded in Isaiah chapter 14, how he say, oh, Lucifer gonna be brung down to the ground because he, you know, tried to get into the heavens and so forth. But you see, those are the fallen angelic beings. Those are the mighty men of renown, and they just made them bigger than everybody else, meant to separate them and make a difference, men to them than everybody else, because they are the fallen angelic beings. You see what I'm saying? And those are the Amorites worshiping them. And we're going to show that the Amorites were got infused with them. All right, so we know that Almighty Yah cut their life expectancy down. You know what I'm saying? And then these Amorites gonna get into our heritage and then distort the heritage in the temple. We made them workers in the temple, the fallen angelic beings. Now let's show these folks being Amorites. Man, I think, let me see. Man, if I can show them folks being Amorites. Alright, let's go to, is it Deuteronomy 3:3? Let's see. Deuteronomy 3:3. Then I'm gonna have to go back to Genesis with the Amorites, and in Genesis with Prophet Abraham. dealing with the Amorites, and then how that they was in the land, and then how that they was in Sodom and Gomorrah when Almighty Yah destroyed it, and how it was exceedingly wicked. Now remember, these the fallen angelic beings mixed in with the Amorites, and then the Amorites mixed in with the Moabites, the Ammonites, and all those folks. Them gonna be the folks that's in Jordan right now today. Meaning they got our land and stuff, and all the folks from Arabia and all them folks tied into the Edomites that they got in with the Cain descendants that was tenant with the fallen angelic beings, even with the Amorites. You know what I'm saying? That's why them folks got wealth, men on this land, and got armies with power, and that how the fallen angelic beings got a nuclear bomb in the promised land. That's the ultimate weapon here on earth. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Let me see what I said that I was gonna show with them Amorites. Let's get the Amorites tied into the giants. Let's get the Amorites tied into the giants. Let's get the Amorites tied into the giants. Alright, let's get the Amorites tied to the giants. Let me see, I think that's Deuteronomy. Yeah, we was told to get rid of them folks when we left Egypt. Alright, Deuteronomy, let's see what 3:3. Alright, so we know that Og was an Amorite. Og was an Amorite. And I can show that the Amorites was in the Amorites was in the Ammonites was in the Amorites. Alright, let's see if I can find some of this. Man, a lot of folks we didn't drive out the promised land, and them folks got settled in our land. You know, Og was an Amorite. Alright, let's do some of this like this. Alright, so we know that that's an Amorite right there. That's a fallen angelic being. Alright. Then, this is Deuteronomy 3. Then we turned and went up. Then we turned and went up the way to Bashan, and Og the king of Bashan come out against us, he and all his people, to battle at Eder. And the Elohim said unto me, fear him not, for I will deliver him and all his people in his land into thy hand, and thou shalt do unto him as thou didst unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwelt at Heshbon. You know what I'm saying? Heshbon is gonna be where them where the tribe of Ammon kicked it at. Alright, and then let's go look at let me look at Numbers 21. Numbers 21. Alright, Numbers 21. Alright. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought with the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnan. You see what I'm saying? Wherefore they that speak in Proverbs say, come into Heshbon, that the city of Sihon be built and prepared. For there is fire gone out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. You know what I'm saying? It consumeth Moab. You know what I'm saying? So look, woe to thee, Moab, thou art undone, O people of Kishmish. He had given his sons that escaped and his daughters into captivity into Sihon, king of the Amorites. So we know that the Moabites and the Ammonites, the Moabites and the Ammonites are going to have the fallen angelic beings in them. They're going to have the fallen angelic beings in them. The Moabites and the Ammonites, and then the Moabites and the Ammonites kind of kicked it with the Amorites after we left Sodom and Gomorrah, and it was destroyed, and how they kind of like wasn't too far from them places, and then mixed in with them Amorite tribes, as I show that the Amorites are the fallen angelic beings. You know what I'm saying? They the fallen angelic beings. Alright. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Yeah, let's find some of these Amorites. Alright, let me. The giants. Yeah, the giants, man. The giants is the fallen angelic beings. And that'll be them folks right there. Now let's look them up. And then I'm gonna show that they were down with the Amorites as I just did. But let me show some more. Alright, the giants. Alright, let's go to Numbers 13:33. Numbers 13:33. 13:33. And there we saw, Numbers 13:33, and there we saw the giants, the son of Enoch, which come of the giants, and we were in their sight. You know what I'm saying? Alright. And then I think we go to Joshua. Let me see. Joshua 13:12. Joshua 13:12. Turn right to that. Joshua 13:12. And all the kingdom of Og and Bashan, which reside in Ashtaroth and Irdi, who remain of the giants, for these did Moses smite and cast them out. Alright, there's some folks, the Geshurites and the Mitchathites, we didn't chase out. Alright, let's see. Joshua 12:4. Them the giants. 12:4. Joshua 12:4. In the coast of Og, king of Bashan, which was of the remain of the giants that dwelt at Ashtaroth in Irdi. Alright. Let's do Joshua 17:15. Alright, almost turning on it too. 17:15. Alright. Joshua 17:15. And Joshua answered them, if there be a great people, then get thee up on the wood country. Get thee up on the wood country. Oh man, small place. I had to get in this little small place because the other place where I was doing the video, me kind of got a little noise and stuff. And this is just my little workhouse. Alright. But we see it say, it says, and Joshua answered them, if there be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country and cut down for thyself in the land of the Perizzites of the giants. If Mount Ephraim told the Perizzites and all them was, you know what I'm saying, and froze with the giants and stuff, and the Perizzites, the Canaanites, and all them tribes had the giants in them, all the Canaanite tribes. But if you read down in this right here, look, this is Scythopolis, Beth Shean. Beth Shean is going to be where Ashkenazi settled at. It's going to be called Scythopolis during the Babylonian War, some hundreds of years later. You know, some about 600-700 years later, Ashkenazi will pull up and chase us out, and this will be one of the places that they would settle, and it's called Beth Shean. But you see, you know, them Amorite tribes, let me just try to get the Let us get this understanding that the Amorite tribes are were mixed with the giants. You know, they was mixed with the giants, the Amorite tribes. Let's do Deuteronomy 3:11. 3:11. Let's see what this thing. Let me see. For only all king of Bashan remain of the remainder of the giants. Behold, his bedstead was of iron, and is it not in Rebah of the children of Ammon 9 cubits in the breadth thereof? All right, so you know he stayed in Ammon, the giants did, and when they stayed there and stuff in Ammon and Moab, them territory, that's where they would park. All right, and let's get some more about Ammonites. Amorites of the giants. Alright, and let me see. These was also accounted the giants. The giants dwelled in old times, and the Ammonites called them Zemzumimins, a people great and many and tall in the acronyms, but the Elohim destroyed them before them, and they succeeded them and dwelt in their stead, as he did to the children of Esau, which dwelled in Ser. See, Ser gonna be a mixture of the fallen angelic beings when he destroyed them in Horam, you know what I'm saying? So Edom had mixed up with them too. Edom mixed up with them too. And they was in Ser. And the Avarim, which dwelt in Hezrim, I mean, until, you know, all of those going to be men descendants of them. And Sihon, who had, look, and also, I mean, take your journey and pass over, and behold, I have given unto thee into thee in hand Sihon of the Amorites, king of Heshbon. So look, he was a giant. He had Nephilim in him, as I just showed. King of Heshbon and his land began to possess it and contend with him in battle. So them gonna be folks that got the fallen angelic beings in them. No matter how long and different when the time had passed, they had mixed in. Look, and the Elohim said unto me, fear him not, for I will deliver all his people in his land into thy hand, and thou shalt do unto him as thou hast did with Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwell at Heshbon. So the Amorites gonna be mixed in with the fallen angelic beings. Now check this out. Now we know that the fallen angelic beings is mixed in with the Amorites. So then, and that we know that the Amorite, the fallen angelic being, deceives folks. You know what I'm saying? We deceive you, and we know that Joshua and them was deceived when they come out of Egypt. Our ancestors come out of Egypt, and how we got deceived real fast, fooling with them folks. You know, look, and the coast of Og, king of Bashan, which was of the remainder of the giants. You know what I'm saying? See, all them, look, Sihon, king of Heshbon, he was of the giants. We seen that. And then we see in all the cities of Sihon, king of the Amorites, which reign in Heshbon, men unto the borders of the children of Ammon. But we seen how they had mixed in with them, and then we was told to destroy, you know what I'm saying, the Canaanite tribes, and there was a list of them. Look, and all the kingdom of Og, Bashan, you know what I'm saying, I read this, and then how we didn't destroy none of them folks. We didn't destroy none of them folks. We didn't drive them folks out. We didn't drive them folks out in all the cities of the plain of the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and we know that that was the giants. So the Amorites are mixed with the fallen angelic beings, the serpent. They mix with the serpent, and then that serpent would bruise our heads. All right, now let's show. Man, I want to show how Solomon let them folks in. But first, let's show how Joshua was tricked. how we got tricked coming out of men coming out of let me see. Therefore the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem, look, the king of Jerusalem had fallen angelic beings in him. Look, the king of Jerusalem, look. Therefore the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon gathered themselves together. See, all of them gonna have fallen angelic being in them. The Amorites did, and the Amorite mixed with all those tribes. Look, you see that right there. You see, look. Therefore, the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem. Look, all them 5 kings got Amorite in them. And look, encamped before Gibeon and made war against it. But look, all of them, look, and save us for all the kings of the Amorites that dwell in the mountains are men together against us. Alright, so them folks, look right here. And it come to pass when all the kings which were on this side of Jordan and all the hills of the valley and in the coast and the great sea over against Lebanon, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites heard that they gathered themselves together to fight with Joshua and with Israel with one accord. That's the fallen angelic beings, children, fighting against us. They mixed in with them folks. And then they will get into our heritage. They will get into our heritage. Let me show that part where them folks got into our heritage. Soon as we left Egypt and Prophet Moses passed away, me and them folks pulled a fast one on us when we come out of Egypt, and we didn't destroy them. So it was the fallen angelic beings getting into our heritage. Look, there go. And he did all the 2 kings of the Amorites that were beyond Jordan, and Sihon, king of Heshbon, and to all, king of Bashan. See, them fallen angelic beings right there. Them fallen angelic beings. Alright. I need to find that part about them Gibeonites. Here it is, Gabon 9. I knew it was 9. And then I could show that these folks was Amorites. So it's the Amorites getting into our heritage. Look, and it come to pass when all the kings which were on this side Jordan, in the hills and in the valleys and in the coast of the great sea, when them folks came to fight against us, that some Gibeonites, some Amorites came to us. These the fallen angelic beings. Now we know that they tricky and stuff because they tricked our mama Eve into eating some stuff she wasn't supposed to eat long time ago. So, you know, they probably been tricky as they tricky now. Alright, and then the Gibeonites, you know, did work willingly and went and made as if they had been ambassadors and took old sackcloths upon their ass and wine bottles and old and rent and bound up in old shoes and cloth, men upon their feet and old garments, men upon them, and all the bread of their provision was dry and moldy. And they went to Joshua, and men unto the camp at Gilgal, and said unto him, and to the men of Israel, we be come from a far country, now therefore make us a league with us, so make a league with us. And the men of Israel said unto the Hivites, peradventure, look, they Hivites, Amorites, all them mixed. Men peradventure, ye dwell among us, and how shall we make a league with you? Because we was told not to by Almighty Yah. We didn't ask the Almighty Yah about them folks. And then them folks tricked us. And then when we found out that they lived close to us, we couldn't destroy them because we had made an oath to them. And we made them servants in the temple. These will be the Nethinims. The Gibeonites will be the Nethinims. And then the ones that Solomon made bondsmen and servants. The Hivites, all the Canaanite tribes, he made servants. and that they was mixed in with the fallen angelic beings. And then how that when we was driven out the land, that they would get our heritage. But before we was driven out the land, some more ones that pulled up that controlled the Babylonians' God's history, Shemish history, the main ones from Super, they Amorites, and they mixed with the fallen angelic beings, and that all Amorites, and that how that they would get our heritage and govern it right now today. These folks mixed the exiles up, got them knocked off, got us during the Babylonian Wars. They got us and got the exiles, but during the Babylonian Wars, man, we're kind of like before the Babylonian Wars, man, they had the peoples in the temple worshiping the Babylonian gods and so forth. And that how this was a continuous thing. And that was one of the reasons why Almighty Yah said that we can't do that old covenant no more, the one that we broke from Egypt, because it got tainted with the fallen angelic beings. You know, let me show some of this. So I already show the fallen angelic beings are the Amorites. So we see the Gibeonites trick the people, and then we made them servants for you know what I'm saying. We made them servants, and you know, we made them servants, and then they had to carry, you know, the wood and stuff. Look, and the prince said unto them, let them live, but let them be hewers of wood and drawers of water unto the congregation, as the princes had promised them. And Joshua called them, and he spake of them, saying, wherefore have ye beguiled us, saying, we are very far from you, and now therefore ye are cursed, and there shall none of you be freed from being bondmen and hewers of wood and drawers of water for the house of my Yah. That's a curse he put on them that was really a slick blessing, because if they gonna always be around the congregation in the temple and the people that handle the sacrifices and just all that, then they gonna become part of that. Y'all know how freaky an Israelite is. An Israelite gonna go up into them. He gonna go up into them. He gonna go up into their women and so forth. And then that's our doom. That's the fallen angelic beings getting into our heritage right here. Right here. And then Solomon would let them in. Solomon would let them in. Man, if you go to Menace 1 Kings, Solomon would let them in. Solomon would let them in. Solomon let them in real bad. 1 Kings 9. Man, it's gonna be 1 Kings 9. Let me see. I think that's 20. Solomon let them in bad. All right. And all the people that were left of the Amorites, the Hittites, now all these got fallen angelic beings in them, the serpent in them. All these folks got the serpent in them, especially the Jebusites. Man, the Jebusites lost the covenant and was wicked. And then these folks, man, they wickedness go all the way back to Sodom and Gomorrah. And that how the Amorites were there in Sodom and Gomorrah. And Sodom and Gomorrah was their creation. They the founders of Sodom and Gomorrah. The Amorites, it must have been their kids. Sodom and Gomorrah kids. Sodom and Gomorrah must have been the children of the Amorites, because the Amorites was there. And that's the fallen angelic beings. By the time Abraham was born and got to them parts, they would have been had well mixed into the population. They would have been mixed in well into the population and stuff, as I can show. You know, these folks, man, would have been mixed in well into the population. Well into it. Cain descendants mixed with the serpents. All right. So we see that Solomon and all the people that were left of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, Jebusites, which were not of the children of Israel, their children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel also were not able to utterly destroy, and upon those did Solomon lay a tribute of bond servants unto this day. You know what I'm saying? So he made them folks work, and they're going to be working in the temple and working everywhere. And then if they're working in the temple, they're going to corrupt the people in the temple. They gonna corrupt the people in the temple, and then that's what happened. That's what happened. That would make Prophet Isaiah say this right here. That would make him say this. Look. All right. Hear ye heavens and give ear earth, for the Elohim had spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doeth not know. My people doeth not, man, consider. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers. And you know what I'm saying? A seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Elohim. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick. Just like he said that serpent that have it sick. Where that serpent was up in the temple during these times. They had been in the temple. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of thy foot even unto the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds, bruises, petrifying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with anointment. Ever since we got out from Egypt, man, we've been getting our mouth tore out, wounds leaking, man, the iniquity, wound leaking iniquity, and we've been messed up a long time, because them folks been in our heritage and took over our heritage, and we suffered because now the fallen angelic beings got control of the earth through our heritage, and that's why the earth suffer. We suffer. Everybody suffer, but we toe up the worst, because they gonna keep us toe up, but because that's where they power lie at, and us being messed up. You know what I'm saying? And they was in the temple. Look, your country is desolate. Your cities are burnt with fire. Your land, strangers devoured in your presence. And it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. Them Elamites, the fallen angelic beings, the Amorites, everybody was in our heritage. Everybody was in our heritage. Everybody was in our heritage. And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city, except the Elohim of hosts had left unto us a very small remain. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Hear the word of the Elohim, ye rulers of Sodom. They were still around. And give ye ear unto the law of our Yah, ye people of Gomorrah. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifice unto me, said the Elohim. Man, them Amorites was up in the temple, and they was probably doing the sacrifices, and Almighty Yah was furious, and how we was all mixed in with them folks, and they was mixed in with us, and strangers was devouring our land in our presence. Just like he said. And then let me show how them folks got in the book of Ezekiel, got the folks all messed up. Got the folks all mixed up. Man, the serpent something else. Man, the serpent ain't no joke. Man, the serpent got the people in the book of Ezekiel during the Babylonian wars. Man, they got the people doing the Babylonian zodiac, the zodiac, and worshiping it, and doing Tammuz. Now we know that the Amorites was already in the temple. They ain't finished showing the part about how Solomon had them all in there, made them servants and stuff, and then the Nephilims, man, they was there. Them gonna be the Gibeonites. Everybody was in the temple. Everybody was in the temple. When you Israelites be reading about the temple service and the Israelites doing worship in the temple, you don't take into consideration that it was a foreign element there that was chipping away to where the worship of Almighty Yah in its purest form that come from Prophet Moses was lost long time ago. And that's why come we never could get it right. It's because them people was in our heritage. They was in our heritage. Man, let's go to the book of Ezekiel. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. And then Ezekiel, man, it's going to be Ezekiel 8. And then look at this. This off. This off. And we know the Amorites are the founders of Jerusalem. These the fallen angelic being. That's probably why Almighty Yah, in the heavenly host, them was around them parts, because his children, the fallen angelic beings, was there. All right. Let's look this up. All right. Now, remember, this is during the Babylonian Wars. We finna get kicked out the land. All the way up to now. We ain't never came back since the Babylonian Wars, the 99%, and how we was driven out. Like Almighty Yah said, like I could show a whole bunch of verses in the book of Jeremiah before we was driven out, how he told us, y'all gonna get driven out. You're gonna get driven out. You're gonna get driven out. You're gonna be removed from the land, till finally it happened. Finally it happened. But these folks played a part in our destruction and stuff. Them Amorites who was infused with the serpent. And they would make sure that we never got it right. Look. And it come to pass, this is during the Babylonian Wars. This is Prophet Ezekiel. And he giving his vision, man, of what happened, what was going on in Jerusalem after that little 1% or less was kidnapped from the promised land and was taken to the Mesopotamian area. And this is a vision that he had. And it come to pass in the 6th year, in the 7th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in mine house, and the elders of Judah said before me, that the hand of the Elohim Yah fell upon me. Man. Excuse me, Israelite Brotherhood family. And one of these days I'm going to be in the studio in the headquarters doing this, So, just bear with me. As I sat in mine house, and the elders of Judah said before me, that the hand of the Elohim Yah fell upon me. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins even downward, fire, and from his loins even upward, as the appearance of brightness, as the color of ember. And he put forth the form of a hand, and took me by a lock of mine head. The man had locks. And the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven, and brought me in the visions of Yah to Jerusalem. So he came to Jerusalem. And we know that the Gibeonites and the Amorites was there in Jerusalem and had a semi-covenant before we did. You know what I'm saying? And then Almighty Yah tried to save them. Tried to save them infused serpents mixed with the Amorites and stuff, and how he tried to save them. And I can show that easy. That'll be Ezekiel 16. And the word of the Elohim came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abomination, and say, This saith the Elohim Yah unto Jerusalem, thy nativity, the birth, let me see. And this said the Elohim Yah unto Jerusalem, thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother was a Hittite. Man, it's fallen angelic being right there. You know what I'm saying? But they lost grace. They lost grace, as the story go and explain how they lost grace. Them fallen angelic beings lost grace. All right? But as you read right here, the Creator lifted him up. And let's read this. Then said, and let me see, and behold, the glory of God, the men of Israel, was there, and according to the vision that I saw in the plain. Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes now the way toward the north. So I lifted up my eyes the way toward the north, and behold, northward at the gate of altar, the image of jealousy in the entry. And he said, Furthermore unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do, even the great abominations that the house of Israel committed here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary? But turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations. Now remember, them folks are all up in our heritage. All up in our heritage. Been in our heritage, man, for over, by the time the book of Ezekiel come around, they would have had been in our heritage about a good 400, 500 years. 500 years. No, about a good 600 years they would have been in our heritage. From the time that we exodus Egypt to, man, to about prophet Ezekiel, because we only stayed in the promised land 818 years total. So this is it's around about 600 some years, man, that them folks had been and got in our heritage and been there for a long time. All right. And he said unto me, go in and behold the wicked abominations that they do here. So I went and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. That's going to be that horoscope, the zodiac. And there stood up, man, before them 70 men of the ancient of the house of Israel, and in the midst of them stood Jezaniah the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. They were smoking. Then said he unto the Son of Man, hast thou seen what the ancient of the house of Israel do in the dark, every man in the chambers of his imagery? That's your horoscope, the zodiac. You know what I'm saying? Every man in the chamber of his imagery. For they say, the Elohim seeth us not. The Elohim had forsaken the earth. He said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Elohim's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. Man, that Babylonian worship, man, the fallen angelic beings then got us. We was through by then. Man, they done did their work. We was through. It was over with. Man, the end came. The end had came. The end had come. The end had come up on the four corners. It was over. It was over. And even Prophet Ezekiel say that the end had come. Let me find it. If I could find the end is come. The end is come. Up on the four corners, he said. And that's just what happened to us. We never could recover. We never recovered. Man, after this, custom folks had got in our heritage. They had got in our heritage long time ago. They had got in our heritage. Look, moreover, the word of the Elohim come unto me, saying, also, thou son of man, this saith the Elohim Yah unto the land of Israel. An end. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and I will recompense then all abominations. Look, and he didn't spare none of us, but the end that can look. This is the Elohim, and end evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come. It watches for thee, behold, it is come. And we was driven out the land, and the end came because these folks showed up. Them folks showed up. Ashkenazi, the Scythians, they showed up. And they drove us out the land. And then them Amorites would have our heritage. Them Amorites would have our heritage, the ones that we let stay in the land. You know what I'm saying? That was fused with the fallen angelic beings. And then they would come back with the exiles and do the coup d'etat. And then that's when you go to the book of Nehemiah. Let's see what the book of Nehemiah say. They would go to Babylon after the ending came, and then come back with the exiles, and then put their lights out. And then that would be the end of the real Israelite history. And then you will have the fallen angelic beings posing as Israelites. These peoples right here. These peoples right here. posing as Israelites, tinted with the fallen angelic being, and then that's why come they going up in space. That's why come they going up in space and got a space program, because they the fallen angelic beings descendants. As I showed it, them folks got in our heritage also in 722 BC. Let me show it real quick. Man, it's a whole bunch of... Well, let me show them why I'm right here in Nehemiah. Look, all these folks came. You know what I'm saying? When they come back from Babylon, the children of Delilah, the children of Tobiah, that's them Tobias, the Maccabees, the children of Nicodia, 640. Everybody was trying to get in the Israelite heritage, and then the all them folks came, but where the Nethinims at? The Nethinims, them the ones that got in. There they go right there, and all the Nethinims and the children of Solomon's servant. That's gonna be them Hittites, the Prevites, and all them ones that he put bondage, bond servants and stuff. All the Canaanite tribes was tinted with the fallen angelic beings that Solomon made them servants. And you know what I'm saying? It was 392 of them that come back from Babylon that tried to get in our heritage. You know what I'm saying? And then let's go to Ezra 260. Ezra 260. And these were, they went up from Tel Harsi, Cherub, and Adan, and Immer. Them gonna be the ones that got in our heritage, that went to Spain and then over to the Americas, and it's named after them. But they could not show their father's house and their seed, whether they were of the children of the children, you know what I'm saying, of Delilah, the children of Tobin, and the children of Codia. 650 of them tried to get in, you know what I'm saying, but they couldn't show their genealogy and stuff, and them gonna be them Nethinims and them folks that, you know, got into our heritage. Look, the Nethinims, all these fakes on down. Look from 43, the Nethinims, the children of Zar, all these names from 43 on down are some fake folks that tried to get in our heritage. Look, the children of Solomon's servants. Look, them gonna be them Nethinims, meaning these folks right here, the children of Solomon's servants. Solomon made them folks servants, and shouldn't have did that. And then 9 out of 10, when the folks become servants, they mixed in with the other Amorite tribes and got into our heritage. The Gibeonites, they are all one people. All right, let's see what that 920. Right, and all 920, and all the people that were left of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, Jebusites, which were not of the children of Israel, their children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel were also not able to utterly destroy. Upon these did Solomon lay a tribute of bond servant unto this day. So all them Amorites, all the fallen angelic beings would get in our heritage. All of them would get in our heritage. Everybody would get in our heritage. And then it's going to be these folks right here that mixed in with them Amorites and then lost that snake look. Everybody would get into the Israelite heritage. And then that's how they got in. Now, you know what I'm saying? And then let's show some getting in 722 BC. Ain't no sense leaving them out. Them the Sepharvims, they Amorites too. And they got our heritage right now today. And they are a mixture of all the ancient tribes. All the ancient tribes. Alright. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cutter and from Abel and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim. Those are Amorites, the fallen angelic beings, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. Alright, Israelites, now I done proved without a shadow of a doubt the Israelite Brotherhood is the only one showing real history to the Israelite community, because You know, like I say, I'm not trying to save you individually. I'm trying to save us. You know what I'm saying? The Israelite community. And we got to have some truth. And we got to understand the things that went on and the tricks that was played on us to get an understanding to where when we get in the promised land, things like that will never happen to us again. And the Tanakh is the playbook. Shalom, Israelite Brotherhood family. I pray that everybody is doing well and just hanging here with me. And it ain't going to be too long for a headquarters bust through. And then we're going to put it all together. And then we're going to get something done for real in the Israelite community. Much love to everybody. Now, as we see that the serpent did get into our heritage and control our heritage right now, and then that would be one of the reasons during the Babylonian wars when we was kicked out that prophet Jeremiah men would say this right here. You know what I'm saying? That we would need a new covenant, not none like the one that we had at first, because that one, the enemies got total control of it, as we see today. Look, behold, the days come, said the Elohim, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Elohim. I will put my law in their inward parts, and will write it in their hearts, and I will be their Yah, and they shall be my people. But look, you see it said, behold, the days come, said the Elohim, that I will make a new covenant. Look, you see that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Almighty Yah is smart. Almighty Yah wouldn't be real smart, man, if we didn't make a new covenant and then we were still up under that old covenant that the fallen angelic beings got control of. Alright, this is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood.